con Kaizo y sin Kaizo. Él hice siempre lo que quiero, y su palabra es la ley. No tiene trono ni corazones, ni nadie que le comprenda, pero sigue siendo el Kastiyo. Yo, what's good, guys? Gauss is in the house.
Here we go!
So today we are doing the next level of Gauss World 4-4 Kastle Kaizo. Lemmy's balls. Bounce your way to victory. You can do it.
Let's go!
So this level is based on another longtime viewer, Kastiyo, otherwise known as the Kastleman. And I have played, I want to say, more than 100 of this guy's levels. He has been a viewer for a while, and his levels are awesome. They are so creative. And honestly, his levels are like right at the perfect difficulty, that they're not too hard or not too easy. I can spend like the right amount of time on them, so it's always been great having him in my chat and playing his levels. And I made a level that was dedicated to him. He loves making Kastle, because, you know, he's Kastiyo. He loves making Bowser Castle levels, and he does a bunch of Kaizo, so that's what I did. And he's also a bit of a funny guy, so that's why we're gonna play with Lemmy's balls. All right, let's get on to the clear check, and we'll review it after we finish. Okay, wasn't that great? Wasn't that awesome? All right, let's take a look. And I'll go through some of the techniques that will help you clear this level. Okay, so first part here. This part is to kind of get down the bouncing rhythm of the ball. If you bounce too low, you will get hit by Kaizo blocks. So you gotta stay above this line for this section. And there's Kaizo blocks a good amount of the there's Kaizo blocks other places too. There's none in this section. But that first section is just kind of get a feel of how to bounce on the balls. Then when you come over to here, you'll have the second one spawn, so you got to jump back to that. You want to stay on the first one so that you can get the saw blade to appear, but the way that it cycles around, you have to jump back to the previous one. After you're on once you get to the previous one, and then you get over the P-switch, you bounce back to the first one, because at this point in the level, the second ball gets a little inconsistent. It sometimes makes it all the way through, sometimes it hits this part and just falls down, and nothing happens. You can theoretically get the spring and drop it down, for the second one, but I'd say try to stick to the first ball, because the second one can just end up dying and be inconsistent. This spring is a little finicky, but you can get it. You can get it. You can come in a little bit from the bottom and grab it. So as you're bouncing on the ball, you can kind of come straight up as long as you don't touch the spike. And then you just got to do a spring drop. Once the P-switch deactivates, it'll go over to the spike, which will bring the ball up to here. Again, more Kaizo blocks, so you can't run on this section. You cannot jump on this section. You got to keep bouncing on the ball. Now for this part here, what you can do is, as you're bouncing off the ball, if you can land and hit the shell, and just, well, not like that. As you're bouncing off the ball, if you land and hit the shell, you can grab the POW right in one motion and jump back on it. I didn't necessarily do it that way. I think what I did is I jumped on it, kicked it, waited for the timing, then jumped on a platform, grabbed it, and then remounted onto the ball. And then you gotta watch out for the saw blades. Again, you can't go too low, otherwise the saw blades will get you. And then at the very end, just the POW check, you have to throw the POW to get the key, and then you can go through the key. And the level isn't too long. I didn't want to, it was a little bit of it was a new trick, it was a little difficult. I don't want to make it too long and grueling of a level. So there aren't any checkpoints, but there is one final test of skill to get to the end. And you just have to, yeah, same thing. There's no Kaizo blocks here. This is actually a little bit easier than the rest of the level, but you still got to get through. And that's the level. Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. Thanks again for Kastiyo for being such a great fan and submitting so many levels and pushing me to be a better Mario Maker player. I hope you guys try out this level and have fun playing with Lemmy's balls. Thanks for watching guys. If you liked the video, hit that like. If you want to see the last level in Gauss World, well, that's the next video coming right up, so be sure to be subscribed so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching again, and have a good one, and I'll see you in the final video. Let's go!